you get told if like something like that happens to you, and it's better. Like when they told me that now, I'm like, yo, it's better that you didn't tell me, because imagine you told me that while it was happening. Oh, I'll
not know anything.
To not know anything.
Okay, it's like that thing of the snail. You know that snail?
Chasing you.
Like if it chases you. So if you went around your whole life and there was a snail that if it touched you, you would die.
Yeah.
Would you rather know or not know?
Not know, fam.
Bag it though. Like that's just death anyway.
Yeah.
That's hikey just death. It's like it's just following you anyways,
Exactly.
and you're just not thinking about it. But if you constantly think about it, I think if you think about it though, it helps you. You know.
Like, you know when moles come up and stuff like that, so you just search up what it is and stuff like that. It's like, oh, there's a mole on my toe that just grew.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's cancer. And then I was like, yo, okay, I wouldn't want to know what that is. If it is whatever it is, then just hit me with it. I would not want to know. Just like when that time comes, that time comes.
But you can't prevent it, no? But if it's something you can't prevent, I guess it doesn't matter.
Then that's when it gets tricky. Because it's like, oh, I knew it the whole time, but I didn't tell people.
If you had a choice of, let's say, destroying somebody's reality, but the reality has been fabricated their whole lives, would you do it?
Probably wouldn't step in, no.
But what if, because they're not necessarily suffering, but they're suffering in the sense of reality. Like they're suffering without seeing what the true world is.
No, I wouldn't.
You know that diagram of the cave, and then there's people like making shadow figures and the puppets, right? That's technically like what a simulation could be and what we could be living in right now. You ever hear about the suburbs theory?
Suburbs, like the...
How suburbs, literally neighborhoods and suburbs were created to control us.
What?
It's fucked, right? Like how does that make sense? Now check this out.
Yeah.
The theory goes that when you have a bunch of people living on farms in lands where they can do whatever the fuck they want. They can design it the way they want. They can raise whatever they want on there, put anything they want on their land. If you take those type of people, it's harder for you to control them and tell them what to do because they're so naturally resourced. Like they have everything on their own. They have their groceries to themselves. They grow their own food, have water. They're surviving without the necessary needs of a higher power, like the elite government, whatever. But if you take people and you stuff them into these capsules, into, let's say, a community, which happened to be the suburbs, what would happen? They would start comparing each other to each other. They would start living kind of similar lives, right? They would probably get similar houses, similar cars, similar jobs, and they would look at each other and stay within that breach of what life could be. Now, what's crazy is SpongeBob tried exposing the truth with it.
Oh, like their own suburb?
So SpongeBob, do you remember the episode where Squidward, he got sent to like the town of all the squid people? Do you remember that episode?
I don't think so.
Yo, you don't remember that?
Where is that episode?
Damn. So Squidward, right? Squidward.
He with all his cousins?
No, it's not his cousins.
Oh,
it's just other Squidwards.
I don't know that episode still.
Squidward Suburbs. Look at this. Look at this.
See.
You remember this? You don't remember this? SpongeBob.
Oh, okay, I remember
SpongeBob was trying to expose the truth the whole time. Literally the whole time. So pretty much what happened in the episode, Squidward, he had a flyer. He saw a flyer and saw, oh, there's this place where all these people are living, quote unquote, happy lives, right?
Yeah.
But come to see, it became a thing of, yeah, they all have the same house. They all do the same thing. And sure, they could be happy, but because they're all comparing each other to the same thing,
they're happy.
That's what their happiness is. And he was so, I guess, like, depressed by it because there was no change. There was no change, right? But when you're kind of like assimilated in, you won't realize what else is on the outside.
So is that why Squidward? Yeah, is that why Squidward is sad all the time? Because he's living next to SpongeBob?
No, that's not why he's sad necessarily. But he went to that place to be happier. Come to realize that other people that are like him didn't make him happy. Like it was good for a certain amount of time, but then he realized the freedom that he had before was what his true happiness was because he could always change and grow. Those people are staying the exact same forever. And they're building like a whole system around it where, okay, these people work that job, they work this thing. And it's just an ecosystem that stays within this box.
Not facts, yeah. Because like when somebody goes like random into your neighborhood, you kind of, I don't know why, but it's like, like you haven't seen them around yet, right?
It's like a new NPC.
No, dead ass. And I don't know if it's just racism or anything, but in my neighborhood, it's suburbs, right?
Yeah.
I think maybe there's 2 or 3 other families that are colored, right? So whenever they see us, they're always like looking and stuff like that. And then one time, like they even set up a cop car because they knew like I was gonna drive that day. Like I knew it was for me because after I passed the cop car, it started following me. So I'm like, bro, what? It's like, it's weird.
I know. You ever hear about that thing? So there's this theory that our species right now, humans, if you bag it, like, what's next after humans? Do you think we're gonna evolve?
I think what I think is robots. Like
We're
the
just gonna
wire
turn into
thing.
robots and
Yeah,
stuff,
the
right?
wire thing. Yeah.
Now, and obviously, like with the robots, the apocalypse would be the robots killing humans. Now, did you know there's a high chance that our species killed off another species so that we would be the survivors?
Whoa, what species did we kill off though?
There's a theory called the cave dweller Holocaust. And pretty much, it's a theory about how like when we were Neanderthals or when we were still these humanoid beings, not the humans we are today, there was a competition, or not even necessarily competition, a fight of survival, whether that species is gonna be alive or we're gonna be alive. And what they did to survive, they had to kill off the other species to be the last living species or the sole living species on the top of the food chain, because they would take the resources, they would fight back, whatever it may be. So our species probably took out whatever was in the past. Now the whole, X-Men, how they're mutants and stuff. What's interesting is like, if for whatever reason, X-Men became real life and we became mutants would probably want to destroy us if we wanted to destroy them. It was like it's pretty much it's either us or them or them versus us.
Yeah, to continue the next generation.
To continue the next gen.
And yeah, that makes sense because history repeats itself. So it's like animal or whatever we're gonna face next is gonna be
whatever. Because if there is real life mutants that have powers and shit, and then we don't have it, what happens to us?
But for sure, like it's got to be robots. Because not even like we turn into robots, like that thing you said where we are in VR and we're controlling robots. That's got to be a thing.
The robots thing is interesting because it's always said like robots will take us out, which makes sense. Boom. And then we will constantly take out whatever the last species was.
Yeah.
It's like a constant cycle of it. It just so happens like we're right here for this amount of time. What's the next on the top of the food chain?
I know, yeah. I don't know. Did the Simpsons predicted it yet or no?
No, but I remember my theory about how Marvel predicts everything.
Oh yeah?
Marvel's adding the X-Men into the
Now?
into the cinematic universe.
No, we can't fight X-Men, man. Remember we were talking about how X-Men is probably low-key one of the scariest ones to go against?
Yeah, it is. It honestly is. Like, if you have a man controlling metal, like, you're cooked.
You're cooked, fam.
But I think, okay, what do you think's scarier then? Avatar in real life or X-Men in real life? It's probably
Avatar.
the same shit.
Avatar. No, Avatar.
Why?
Because they're moving shit with their minds.
No, it's not with their mind.
Or like they're like lifting up rocks without their hands though.
Yeah, that's
like
true,
X-Men has to physically pick it up, bro. Like
no, not necessarily.
Well, how?
There's some X-Men that have telekinesis and
really?
shit. Yeah.
Whoa, did I miss a fucking
No,
movie or
there's
something?
bare X-Men. Professor X can do that thing.
X-Men's the guy with this, right?
Not just Wolverine. Wolverine's one of the X-Men, bro.
okay,
Wolverine's one of. There's bare X-Men. There's bare
I'm
X-Men.
not caught up on
So in X-Men, there's mutants.
Yeah.
And what happened was there was a catastrophe that caused regular people out in the world to get this mutant gene that pretty much brought out their power, but only some people were affected. So imagine this. Imagine for whatever reason, everyone that ate Frosted Flakes at this batch in 1995, all of those people have a certain chemical in their body, and because of an eclipse, the radiation turned everyone that ate it in 1995 to have powers in 2024. So it's pretty much like that. Like certain people have the powers, but certain people don't.
Word.
And if that happens, it's obviously like them versus us, or if they're opposed danger, what do you do now?
Yeah, you can't do anything.
You know, the whole X-Men thing. You heard of Professor X, right?
Yeah.
And Magneto is on the other side.
I don't know much about Magneto though.
So Magneto, he's pretty much. There's two fights. Professor X is with the mutants and training mutants to help all of society, right?
Okay.
Magneto, he's on the other side, and pretty much what he wants to do is fight the humans that are trying to take mutants out of the world. And he wants mutants to be the superior race.
Yes.
Like I was saying, like you have to take out one or the other. Magneto was the one who's like, nah, we have to use violence, right? Check this out. Now, Stan Lee, when he created the X-Men, it was actually inspired by the civil rights leaders of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
Oh shit.
So Professor X taking the Martin Luther King approach and Magneto taking the Malcolm X approach, which was a little bit more, stern and like about action.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it goes deep.
It went deep like that though?
Yeah. All of that stuff, bro. Yeah. And even like, for example, Captain America was just it was a hero so that they could sell war bonds and
for
they could
propaganda.
Yes, yeah. They all have like a story behind it, but we just know the character for what they do.
I don't know if you heard the song. I think it was called "Gloomy Sunday."
Nah, I never heard it.
It was written during World War I or World War II, but it's like pronounced the deadliest song to man. Don't listen to it because I've seen comments where it's like, oh, if they listen to it too much, they get a headache.
You get like
you get a headache.
Just listening?
Yeah, because like during this guy who wrote it during the war, he was moving from Hungary all the way to the US, right? And he wrote it while the war is going on. And like the people that was around him when he sang it to them, like they all killed themselves after.
Damn.
Yeah. And it's like people are saying like maybe because it's about like when they were in war, you get depressed while you're going through war. But like the whole song is written in minor chords.
So
it's sad chords.
It took them to like a frequency that's lower.
That was lower. Yeah.
Oh shit.
And like to get weirder, once he actually dropped it officially, he killed himself 2 years after the song. The writer. And anybody who did a cover and they tried to put it on radio, they banned it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the song.
So
then.
Gloomy Sunday. No, low-key try. Because I don't want to do it.
That's just like the X song.
Which X song?
X had a song called Blue Valentine.
Oh, I thought it was Jocelyn
I told you about this, no?
No, you didn't.
X had a song called Blue Valentine, and you're not supposed to listen to this song while you're driving or while you're doing something that can cause you to literally like pass out.
Why?
So it takes you to such a low frequency, and apparently it lowers your blood pressure and your pulse so low that it takes you to like a state of, it could make you unconscious. But it's that thing of a trance rather than just like the music playing. Yeah. It's supposed to dive you deeper and like take you
into like stages.
Yeah, into stages. Literally hypnosis type.
Yeah. No, because like when you're going through like a breakup or anything, you listen to sad songs, which lowers your frequency. When I went through heartbreak, I tried my best not to listen to that just because it wouldn't put me in that.
Bro, there's this one song I totally forgot. What's that song that goes, you know, in the background?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so
sound like the Spider-Man.
Wait, hold on. Let me search it up. But there's literally a song.
Okay.
There's a song long time ago. And it goes, hold on.
What the fuck is that?
So this is going viral on TikTok, and the people are saying like, little did we know this song the whole time was a psyop. You know what a psyop is?
No, what's psyop?
Pretty much something to like try and control the population.
Nah.
Listen, this song, you know it.
No.
Yeah, this song. Why do you leave me in the middle? Listen carefully.
Okay.
Just listen. Hold on.
That thing right there. What is that?
Check this out, right?
What is that?
So you know that one Justin Bieber song that had something similar?
Yeah. Oh fuck!
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it had the same one.
It's a Justin Bieber song. That was. Check this out. That was produced by Zed, right? This song, it went through like 14 different artists, fam. For whatever reason, right? They had the song made and they were trying to figure out who would be the best fit. They had 14 different, they have Demi Lovato version, they have Selena Gomez version, they really have, Ariana Grande, every single artist that was popping at the time, they had them sing it.
Yeah.
Now, the theory goes that they needed this song to try and hypnotize people and try to use it as a psyop to see whether or not they could manipulate the masses using radio music.
Yeah.
This song went through like, I think 5 different producers. And then finally, they took it to Zed. And Zed, the only thing he did differently was add that.
And that's what made it like us.
Yeah,
what you're saying?
That plays in the background, and it's supposed to be something that you don't notice off a first listen. It's just something that plays and makes you, when you're watching, let's say, a TikTok.
Yeah.
And a Mr. Beast video, let's say.
Okay.
There's something that gets your attention. It breaks pattern. That's what it does. It breaks pattern.
Okay.
That song is one of the most catchiest songs in the world because it breaks the pattern and makes you listen to the chorus multiple times and manipulates you to like almost memorize it.
True.
In the middle, right?
Yeah.
Like you just know
You
it.
just know that sound.
And it gets stuck in your head. They played this song. Think about it. They played this everywhere.
Yeah.
This shit was everywhere. Come to know, this song was actually used as a psyop, supposedly by the CIA.
Whoa.
Supposedly.
Yeah. No, the CIA there's so many theories on it because we can go into Trump and we can go into another thing. But like what I found out recently, because I think the president of Iran, he recently died. This
Why?
wasn't on news. I learned this
happened?
from
What
a TikTok. So he went into it was from a helicopter crash.
Yeah.
But even before he went into a helicopter crash, like it was foggy, it was raining and stuff like that. And then once they got into like a mountain region, like how Kobe did, like it like blew and like stuff like went wrong and he crashed.
Yeah.
Plane went missing, right? When they found him, everybody on that plane was dead. But guess who found them though?
Who?
The CIA. Oh. That's a bit sketchy, no? Because why out of everyone that you know where he is? Interesting, bro. Like what?
You know, CIA, like it's proven they started wars, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, there was something recently in Africa. You heard what happened in Africa?
What happened in Africa? With the CIA?
Yes.
What?
You hear what happened?
No.
So pretty much there was they sent like two people, or they sent a group to pretty much try and start a revolution in this African country. I forgot exactly. Leave down in the comments if you know. Leave down in the comments if you know. But literal Americans, they were sent and they were supposed to start a whole revolution. But it comes out that they were hired and sent by the CIA to start this revolution. Yo, there's so much with this because they call it the Black Ops. This is what the game Black Ops is about. Yeah, this is what it's about. And you can imagine you're trying to take over. You're not trying to take over, but you're trying to manipulate other countries. How would you do it? You would use their own people. You wouldn't use your own army because people know, okay, that's how it happened.
Yeah.
It was the U.S. because literal U.S. soldiers are on the floor, right? Too obvious.
Yeah.
So what they do, they send in almost like ninjas. They send them in, infiltrate, and start a revolution, start a spur, like a spark of fire, and get everybody against them and starts taking it down from the inside out.
Yeah. So it's like divide and conquer.
Exactly. Literally divide and conquer.
That's crazy. No, that's why I think this whole thing, like with the CIA and stuff, like the Donald Trump shooting stuff.
Okay, what do you think? What do you think? You think it's staged?
Oh no, I don't think it's staged.
I don't think it's staged actually.
But
surprisingly, because I dead ass think that was a miracle.
Yeah.
But did you straight up that was a miracle,
did you see the
bro.
AI? Like if he didn't look at that graph at the right time, it would have went through. It would have went through.
Yeah, you would have died, fam.
Yeah.
And coming from someone that shot guns, like, yo, that
Facts.
shooting from like, he was 148 yards away.
Yeah.
You can't just aim for an ear. That's not a thing.
That's not your target, fam.
Yeah, like you can't say, yo, just aim for my ear. Yo, that's not a thing. Like you could really miss. Even just the slight movement, even a slight breath would cause the gun to shift over and probably kill him if you're only aiming for an ear. So that whole conspiracy of, it was planned, they're aiming for his ear, blah, blah. Come on now.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't think that was planned, but like the whole running and who they choose into like the office, I think that's a theory in itself. Because I think they don't want, because they see Trump like at every rally, bro, they're going fucking crazy for him.
Yeah.
I don't think they actually want Trump back in the office though. Like
Wait,
that's
why?
100%.
Why?
Because, okay, so there was
I don't get it.
There was a study that I read about, right? And it's a guy that studies all about like the U.S. presidents and their lineage. So every U.S. president that's been in office is related to one king.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
So there was this guy that named, I think it's Harold Baker.
Yeah.
And he does studies on all the lineage and the royal like relationships, right? He has a theory that these presidents are not getting voted in based on the people's votes. It's who has the closest and most direct bloodline to the king. So there was this girl it got debunked by this girl in 7th grade. She did a history project. She listed down all the presidents, boom, lined up to one king named King. They're all related to King John from the house of Plantagenet. And there's folklore around this that everybody in the house is a descendant from a demon.
Damn. Damn.
So why are
this
they?
shit
Why do they
demonic?
push that agenda of? Why do all presidents like push this type of agenda? Because they were descendants from things.
So is Donald Trump one of them or no?
I don't. I think he is, but
But-
I think Biden is more direct.
So he's not, because they can't all be related, fam. That's impossible.
No, fam. They went down the whole line.
Okay,
Like there's studies on it.
So maybe this is what it is. Maybe conspiracy. He's the one that's not directly related.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
why they
since
want
he's
him
he's the one winning, they're trying to take him out.
Yeah, that's where I think the theory comes from.
You know, the shooter was in a BlackRock commercial.
I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, so he was, you know what BlackRock is, right? So that's pretty much like that's the stock market. Like they pretty much hold a lot of funds. They're one of the richest companies in the world.
Got you.
On some Illuminati, like on some Rockefeller, you know,
Yeah.
that type of stuff.
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
have to get into that.
True.
But he was, you know, in a commercial for that. So the theory goes like, oh, he's connected within that realm of people. Maybe they were able to convince him to do it.
Fuck, man.
Who knows? Like, this is all conspiracy.
Some people are calling it divine intervention, but it's not divine intervention because some people, the people died. People died from it.
died. Like this shit
So
is,
it can't
I don't
be.
think it's fake.
Yeah,
I
it's not
deadass
fake.
don't think it's
Yeah,
fake.
yeah.
But what's crazy?
Yo, what happened?
What's crazy? So check this out.
Yeah.
Let me just play it for you.
This is a Trump conspiracy?
Trump, for Donald Trump.
Okay, let me see.
The shooting. So Donald Trump, the shooting happened at 6:11 p.m., right?
Yeah.
Now check this out.
Let me see.
Ephesians 6:11 in the Bible. You know what it is?
No.
The armor of God. Finally be strong in the Lord and his almighty power. Put on the full armor. Yo, it's literally a whole scripture verse, a Bible verse about protection from God and wearing armor so that you will be protected. He was shot at 6:11, fam.
See, I no, that relates to the theory because say they're descendants from the demon. Who
What's
was
the other
protecting
side?
him?
What's the other
other
side?
side.
Oh shit!
But politics aside, though, the picture is hard.
Yeah, this thing.
This picture is hard.
Yo, we're Canadian, by the way. Like, just to put that out there, we're Canadian. We don't really care about this stuff.
We don't care about it, but the picture's so fucking tough. Like, yo, fam, I could already tell. Like, in a few years, that's gonna be the cover for the history books.
Yeah.
Like, we saw history right there.
No,
and
literally,
there.
that's probably gonna be a painting eventually.
Yeah, that's gonna be-
yo, that's crazy though.
He's already putting out shoes with the fight on like a Converse, and
Yeah,
it's like
that's
the USA
crazy.
flag. Fam.
So there's a theory too. They're pretty much saying like, if he did get shot there would probably be a civil war. If you think about it, they're divided right now. You know, there's people that take his
And you
side,
take
people
down
don't
the
take his
leader?
side.
Oh, yeah.
Yo,
You have to.
Yo, that's crazy. If there was though,
Yeah.
like obviously knock on wood, like
I know,
God
yeah,
forbid, but
yeah. People are saying he did like since the Simpsons with the Trump in the casket, like he survived it, but they're saying September. I don't want to put it out there, like God willing, the Trump is protected, but the Simpsons predicted in September like that scene happened.
I saw a TikTok of this. There was this psychic that pretty much talked about the election, and they were asking her what the prediction's gonna be or what's gonna happen. She said she predicts. Keep in mind, this prediction was made in May 2023.
Okay.
Her prediction was somebody's gonna get shot, and she can't see the election. She doesn't see what happens with the election, like as if it doesn't happen, but she can predict someone getting shot.
Oh shit.
And as of right now, the first prediction was someone got shot. The second part is the election not happening, but why? Oh shit! But obviously, this is just like, you know.
Yeah, this is all conspiracy.
This is her prediction, and it doesn't even have to, you know.
Do you
but
think? Do you think that since he didn't, it was a failed first attempt, they would obviously, in my eyes, they would obviously try again though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they would.
No,
definitely
I
try
think
again.
just the recent one, like the last one, he
There's
was just
another one?
Yeah, they caught somebody. He had weapons
Holy
in his car, I think, and he was gonna try and shoot it up,
No
but they
way.
caught him beforehand.
Yeah, no, Trump literally has to go many men. he has to walk out to that.
Because a lot of people don't want him to be in power.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And who knows, like we said, the CIA thing, who knows there's no other countries that have their own black ops that are doing that stuff.
That shit
There
gives me, like,
100%
the goosebumps,
is,
fam,
right?
yeah.
The 100% is. There's guarantee. This is what's interesting too, is like, if I were a spy, you would never know that. If I were like a secret agent that's trying to promote something, like you would never know that.
I know, which
because it would be that would be that secret, right? That's how fucked it is. Now, bag this, right? Even Navy SEALs and certain agents, their family doesn't even know what they do for work. Yeah, because it's not allowed.
True.
Because if you knew that I was a secret operative going on these missions, you would be liable for all of this information leaking out.
There's hella movies like that though, right?
Hella movies.
Yeah,
Hella,
like,
but this is real life, though.
I know,
This is not even like just conspiracy. Like, there's people out there that live exactly like this on some Mr. and Mrs. Smith shit.
Yeah, that ass.
But it's wild to think about. Your closest homie could be
a spy.
Could be a spy or be something that you don't know. Yo, did you know what happened to freaking Khabib's training partner?
Oh, how McGregor said he was a thing and he actually turned out to be.
And turned out to be.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But Khabib knew it though, right? Or no?
I don't know. But I know what happened with Khabib. Like they froze all his bank accounts.
Whoa.
Yeah, because he was connected. Because he was something like that. McGregor made a post about it.
Yeah. See, there's a lot of shit. Like, okay, what happened to Cody Ko then? Since we're on.
Oh, you want to know about Cody Ko?
what happened? Since there was
this is crazy.
who's the guy that made the video on him? Moist Critical.
Yeah, okay. This is how I know when someone's getting cooked up and someone's getting canceled and it's over for them.
I want to hear
when
this.
Moist Critical makes a video, they're cooked.
Yeah, what happened?
Like, they're done. Check this out. So Cody Ko, pretty much what happened past 2 days, there was a YouTuber. I forgot exactly his name. Yeah, I'm gonna search it up. His name's D'Angelo Wallace.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that YouTuber.
Nah.
Pretty much what happened was Tana Mojo, you know her, right? Another YouTuber. She was on a podcast where she explained how when she was at a certain creator event at the age of 16, I think 17, the age of 17, she was hit on by Cody Ko, right? Cody Ko at the time was 25.
Whoa.
Now, Gabby Hanna, you remember her?
Yeah.
She was also at the event, and she's also a witness to this whole thing.
This is the girl that punched Rice Gum's phone, right?
Yeah. Gabby Hanna went up to Cody Ko and her and told him, hey, I don't know if you know, but she's actually underage. I know she looks older, blah, blah, blah. And Cody Ko said, oh, thank you so much for telling me.
Okay.
Thank you for that information, blah, blah. He still went and smashed her that same night.
No.
At the age of 17, and he was 25. And it's literally spread out on all podcasts and shit. Like, people talked about it.
No.
And it was just swept under the rug. Because why? Because at the time, Tana Mojo, people didn't really like her. Like, there was, it just sucks because there's controversy around her, and she wasn't treated the best by social media at the time. And I don't know, people were like sticking up for her, and people just like didn't care until now. Until what's his name, D'Angelo Wallace made the video.
Yeah.
And he did like a 14-minute video on it, breaking down the whole thing.
Yeah.
That he straight up committed a crime.
No,
and there's proof and there's everything. If you go to Cody Ko's Instagram right now, bro.
Tell me he like blocked all the comments, bro.
Yo, Cody Ko's Instagram is.
Okay, wait. Doesn't he have a podcast with Noel?
Yeah, he does.
What's the comments under there saying? Oh no.
I don't know. There's look. D'Angelo Wallace got you. The downfall has begun. Trying to strike a chord. It's probably A.
No.
So A minor.
See, like, oh my gosh,
Crazy.
shit like that. Like,
but this straight up proof and proof, not just from the victim, but from somebody that was there too, and like it's all lining up. There's no way escaping. You straight up just fucked up.
This is how you know, like, a lot of celebrities there have some shit on them. It's just like they decide to hide it. That's more fucked that he decided to hide it and just didn't come straight up with it.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna go down now.
Yeah. Oh no, he's cooked. He has to go to jail for that, right?
I don't know. I have no idea. I think. I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, his career though online, like social media presence, is There's no more.
He's done, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and there's
And at a time during the Drake stuff, like,
wait, so how did he get exposed first? Was it Tana?
Tana, yeah.
Okay, it had to be.
Because it was her.
Why was it so late though?
Because I said, she was controversial at the time. Not a lot of people liked her. Yo, she was getting bashed.
Yeah.
Because you can imagine Cody Ko's fans are very cult, right?
Facts.
Like, people really, really rock with him. Now, I guess some people got the word of it and more people favored Cody than Tana and didn't want this information getting out, and they kind of just bashed her for it, which is whack.
See, that's where I don't like the internet because it's very picky and choosy.
Yeah, it's picky and choosy.
So like we can
It
we can take the sketch scenario.
Yeah.
Right. If that was anybody else doing that the stuff that Sketch did, they would have got crucified on the internet. But since it's Sketch and everybody loves Sketch, you know.
But high key, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
With the whole Sketch situation, that's no one's business.
Yeah, it isn't. It
Like,
isn't.
who cares though? Like,
That's facts.
he's not committing a crime. It's not against anybody. It's not non-ethical, to be honest.
It's just what he did. Yeah.
It's just what he did. Like,
Yeah.
it's none of our business. Nobody's business, really.
sure, yeah.
If you like him for who he is now, you just like him for who he is now. It's not like he's the same person as
Exactly.
before. Like,
But agree or disagree, if that was anybody else that was like hated on the internet, totally different reaction.
if they were hated, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, for
right?
sure.
And that's where it's like, you know what I mean?
And that's the whole thing I'm saying with the Drake thing.
yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
if Drake wasn't the top, like literally the top of the music scene, would any of this stuff even matter? No.
No.
But the fact that he's at this level and all of these things are going down, the allegations are happening, all of that stuff, people are making a great deal about it because he's just relevant.
Yeah.
If it's somebody else, it's whatever. Like, they just pass it off.
Yeah.
Done. But when you're at a spotlight like that, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different because now everybody's looking. Now everybody's waiting for that time you're messing up, bro. They're just waiting for that shit like, yo, we're going to get him one day. And then they realize you messed up.
Yeah.
Then they got you.
I know. That's why like they love seeing the king get dethroned. Same with Trump. They see him at the rallies having all these things. Nah, we want him gone too.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. That's why I don't want to promote the negative content, because especially with negative content, you get negative supporters. So they're also waiting for that slip up too.
They're waiting
and
for that
they're
slip up.
ready. Yeah,
Exactly,
But if you
yeah.
have a positive following, even like what happens, they'll probably be on your side. It just really depends on what it is.
You know what Ryan Garcia did?
What happened?
You
to
didn't know
him,
Ryan
bro?
Garcia's canceled?
I thought he's been.
Oh, he's canceled now.
For what?
For saying like the N-word, saying like
No way.
F like, you know, other religions.
Oh,
yeah.
shit, he did
you
that?
didn't know about that?
No, brother.
I don't want to play the video. I don't want to talk about it too
Yeah,
much,
yeah.
but
Let's
he's
just not.
he's so canceled.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
terrible.
Fuck. I thought he was.
But not all people like I feel like this news didn't hit everyone.
I know, yeah.
It didn't really hit me either.
Yeah.
I had to dive deep for this.
Word?
Yeah, like somebody said like, yo, look into it. I'm like,
yeah.
oh shit.
I low-key know what our next video has to be, because I searched up all the spots in America.
Yeah.
And there was one lake that everybody says is super haunted.
What is
right?
it? What is it?
And it's like when they jump into the lake, they said all the people that went camping there,
Yeah.
they said the lake hugs you and tries to take you down.
Oh,
Bro, you know, it's
what
crazy.
the
So
hell?
imagine camping, a video, 24 hours camping at Lake Lanier. So this lake is known for being haunted because before it was a town, right? But in the 1950s, like the people that lived there were trying to evacuate everyone and pour water on it because they wanted to make it into a lake, right?
Yeah.
So everybody's pissed off. Like, they didn't want it to make it to a lake, but fam, they just started pouring water. Everybody had to evacuate. They left the buildings. They left the cars. There's still cars underneath the lake, right? And now, I searched up why it was haunted. If you go camping there and you're a parent of a child, usually at night, you'll hear like the kid go out of the tent and walk towards the water.
Yeah.
And this is all of them are sleepwalking. When they get woken up, they're like, "Why are you going there?" The kid is saying to the parent, "Somebody told me to go under."
No.
Yeah, and
So
try
they
to
hear voices?
Yeah, you hear voices, and you even though you're not a sleepwalker, you'll end up sleepwalking. Some people sleepwalked and ended up drowning from that. Because the people are trying to tell them, calm
that's
down.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy. You know, Usher's ex-wife's son died there because of a boat collision. So all the boats that usually go there, even if there's no traffic, they'll collide with something.
It's just negative energy
It's
around
negative
that area. It's
frequency,
like
negative energy.
damn. That's similar to that bridge. I might have said it before, but there's this bridge somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
That if you walk your dog along this bridge,
Oh yeah, I
your
talked about
dog
that.
might try to like
yeah,
commit-
jump. Yeah.
Yo, that's
I talked about that. Yeah.
That's fucked.
Crazy.
So it hears something that we can't, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you heard about it, but like there's the Yanni Laurel thing.
Oh yeah.
So you know there's a frequency that Loki plays in all of our music right now, and I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Yeah.
But we since our ears are considered older, we can't hear it because we've listened to so much loud music. We have damage to our ears. We just can't hear certain frequencies.
Yeah.
Now, if you play this frequency or this, I guess, sound to anybody else, like younger kids, they would be like, it hurts, like turn it off. And it would have a big effect on them. Now, check this out. With that information, they're able to not control the older people, but they're able to control
us.
They can control the people with younger ears.
So it's the same thing as that little song that you were telling me before.
Or switch it up. Maybe they can only control the older because the other can hear what's going on and we're not susceptible to it.
Probably.
Right? Because let's say there's information or there's like a hypnosis playing and it's supposed to only affect an older audience.
Yeah.
You could make it so that the other kids, they're not affected by it, or the younger people, they're not affected by it, but the older people are. Or vice versa. The younger people are affected by it, but the older people aren't, because we have different type of ears.
That makes sense. Yeah. Because sometimes I'm like, when we go past our neighborhood, there's like a ringing sound, but my dad doesn't hear it. I hear it though.
Really?
Yeah. You ever get those ones where like
I have the one with the VHS, because I have a VHS TV, the CRT.
Yeah.
When I turn it on,
you hear like a screech?
there's like a
Yeah.
like that shit. But certain people can't hear it.
Exactly.
It was me that couldn't hear it.
Oh, okay.
Jet came over and he was like, I turned on the TV and he's like, I hear the sound, like, oh, word, I can't hear it. But I guess he's more sensitive to that thing.
Maybe because he listens to more music loud.
I don't know.
Out loud.
I don't know. Maybe because it's just affected in a. Because do we only hear? You know what's interesting?
Yeah.
It might sound dumb, but like, if you plug your ears and you just close your ears, like you can't hear out of anything else. But I guess you can still sense vibrations, right? How does life without hearing, like how do you live with that?
Yeah,
like how would you gain that sense back?
In a world of slot reels and blackjack deals comes the must-play event of the summer from DraftKings Casino. Featuring non-stop action and an all-star cast of games including A-lister, Loki's Luck, this summer's blockbuster is one you won't want to miss. Plus, new players can get $100 instantly in casino credits with just a $1 wager, and all players get a Blockbuster Bonus every week. So, sign up with the code JUMPPOD, JUMPPOD, and grab your popcorn. It's showtime on DraftKings Casino.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Or in West Virginia, visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 and over. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility and other restrictions apply. New customers only. $1 wager to earn $100 in non-withdrawable casino credits that expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/blockbuster.
So are you guys struggling to get the much needed sleep you deserve? Well, luckily, it's a great sleep summer with our partner Via Hemp. No more counting sheep or tossing and turning in the summer heat. Via Hemp is a company dedicated to harnessing the natural benefits of hemp to create high quality wellness products, trusted by over 250,000 customers. Via Hemp aims to empower individuals to enhance their quality of life naturally, offering solutions that promote sleep and relaxation with their new Dreams formulations. These Dreams formulations now have passion flower and L-theanine, and Via now offers 2, 5, and 10 milligram options, as well as their 0 milligram Zen, allowing you to customize your sleep journey. So it's also not just specific to sleep. Via also offers a wide array of other gummies with and without THC, ranging from 0 to 100 milligrams. Whether you're looking to improve your sleep, focus, have a little pep in your step, or recovery, Via has something for you. And the best part, Via legally ships to all 50 states in discreet packaging directly to your door with a worry-free guarantee. No medical card required. Yeah, you heard that right. Legal shipping right to your front door in every state. So if you're 21 plus, check out our link to Via's website in our description for 15% off. So in the podcast, me and Carlos talk about sleep a lot and how we never get the right sleep. I can truly say that Via's products help me better with sleep and it helps me better with relaxation at night, which is what I need. And I can say that me and Carlos's favorite products are the Via nightly drops. And at night, it benefits us because of the relief and the focus it gives us. So their products also have great flavors and are made with vegan and organic ingredients. They're also an industry leader, over 500,000 customers served, and they're made in the US, farmed and crafted with care in the United States. They're also affordable and accessible, so premium products that fit your budget. So if you're 21 plus, check out the link to Via in our description and use code JUMPPERS, JUMPPERS, to receive 15% off. After you purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Get the rest you deserve with dreams from Via.
Yeah, you could probably see.
I guess vibration
yeah, you
and
could
sight, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a phenomenon. If you watch certain videos of explosions or houses getting destroyed, here, I'm gonna show you one right now.
Yeah, let me see.
Your brain automatically will fill in the noise for you.
Word.
So even though you can't hear it yourself,
Like you would feel it?
because you're expecting something to go off. Here, I'll show you. Watch this video.
Okay.
This is just an example. Watch this video and let me know if your ears filled in the noise.
Okay.
Okay, wait.
Of that explosion?
Yeah, hold on. Let me play a better one.
In my head, I'm like, Phew.
Look.
Is that what you mean? Yeah.
But you know what I mean though?
Yeah,
like
like
you feel the little like in your head, right?
And you make up the sound.
So you make it up yourself.
Uh-huh.
Now, what's interesting is even though our ears can't hear anything, we like fill it in for us. Now that's another way I guess you could, I don't know, manipulate someone's mind, right?
Yeah.
And that Laurel Yanny thing.
Yeah.
Wait, was it
Yeah,
Yanny?
Laurel Yanny. Yeah.
Is it that? Is it Yanny Laurel? Damn, that feels like a Mandela. I feel like it's a different word.
Oh, no.
But if I were to say the word fa, right?
Yeah.
Like fa. But I manipulated the video to go like ba, look like it says ba. Just the way you perceive it would
Yeah.
change the noise.
There's
Not necessarily the sound itself. It would just be how you see it with the image itself.
Yeah, no, because remember those videos where it's like, if you're looking at a word, then you'll pronounce that word. But if you look back at the
Green needle.
yeah, green
that
needle,
shit,
yeah, and then it's like, it's different. So yeah, that's
Do you think we do that now? Do you think we do that now with not even just sounds, but even choices we make? Now this is where it gets dark. Because check this out, right?
Yeah.
We know Coca-Cola spends like billions of dollars in marketing. Boom, 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 boom. Now, when we make a choice to go get a drink,
Do we hear Coke?
no, like not even that,
just
but
go-
we're almost trained to move one direction.
Yeah,
if that
for
makes
sure,
sense.
for sure.
So, I wish I had a great example for it.
Like they put like a sound in the Coke commercial that you're just like, whenever you see it, you hear it.
Okay, I'll give you a great example.
Okay.
The reason TikTok works so fucking good and Instagram works so good is because it scrolls up and down, right?
Yeah.
Now, that became a thing because they realized they can manipulate it since everybody came from the generation of scrolling on a computer, which was up and down.
Oh, okay.
And that's why for like the older gen, they're not as used to it because they're literally used to like reading newspaper this way.
Like this way, yeah.
Left to right. But since they knew, let's say before even an iPhone existed,
Yeah.
there's a sense of scroll, which wasn't a thing yet in anything else. Anything else we did, it was considered unnatural.
Yeah.
But now this has become our natural.
Yeah.
So if this is our natural, anything you go to, even when you go to like a McDonald's menu,
It's like this
You're
now.
ready to
Yeah.
go like this. We're already like
I don't think
trained.
I don't go like this no more, like low key.
Yeah. So we're cutting ourselves off from seeing this way. And I think there's a mental thing with it too. And not even that there's probably a psychological thing with it where because we're so used to the up and down, what is this?
Yes,
Agreeing.
Oh.
So you're susceptible to agreeing with information because you're so used to the up
Going like
and
this.
down.
That's deep. I
Crazy,
didn't
right?
back it Like that. Holy fuck. No, is that mythology or something? Or is like that has to be?
No, but I think it's real psychology.
Oh, shit.
Because think about it. What else is related to it? You have to look at these things. Like what is related to the other? Like the up and down. What else is up and down? Jumping up and down, excitement. On a trampoline, jumping up and down, right?
Yeah.
What's left and right? Choices.
Oh, so instead of choices,
Yeah,
it's
instead
like,
of choices, it's up and down and that's why whenever people try to sell you products, think about it. The vending machine is up and down. Like you scroll through products like this because when you go left and right,
Then
you're disagreeing,
yeah.
you're disagreeing,
then I
and you're
don't want
making a
that no
choice.
more.
Like if you go down a road and you see two paths,
Yeah.
you don't know where to go. But if you see a road like this,
Yeah, it's easier to make it.
and think about it, when we go towards something like a staircase, right? We only see the one way. We only see the one way, and it's one direction. So it's up or down. That's it. Like you're like placed into almost like a route already perceived for you that you don't have to make your own decision.
That's fucked. So they are trying to get us to like only look like this, because if we widen it, then yeah, we have the choices.
You have
you know
choices,
what I mean?
yeah, and you see what else is around there.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
still.
it's really interesting.
Yeah.
'Cause it's just little psychology like that.
Do you know when you were talking about how we do the red string, but you didn't know the other name of it? It's called the invisible string. The one where it's like it's supposed to push you away until the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finally found out it's called the invisible string, and it was like this. There was like this story about a girl who was like, "Oh, I wish my mom, who died when I was like 7, finally met my boyfriend, right?" But then she looked into her boyfriend's kindergarten books, and the boyfriend and the mom were it was a teacher and a student.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so it was kind of like the invisible string, but now the red string pulling the girl and the guy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The invisible string's the one pushing each other away. Yeah. 'Cause
Until
it's
the
not
right time.
It's not time.
And then the red string brings them together still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a picture and there was this couple. I believe they're from Japan. I don't know
is
if
it
I
in front
have
of the statue?
Yeah.
And they took a picture and they didn't know?
They didn't know each other at the
Yeah.
time, but when they were kids, they took a picture at the exact same
You're
place. And you
crazy.
can see the guy, you can literally see him in the girl's picture
Yeah.
in the background making the same pose and shit. It
Crazy,
was
yeah.
wild.
Do you know there's the whole thing about fate? It's like it came from like the 3 sisters of fates.
What?
So like in Greek mythology, it's called the Fates, or like the 3 sisters.
I never heard of
so
this,
there's
huh?
there's like a spinner, the first sister, which creates the life of a person, and then there's a measurer. So this sister, after its created life, she measures how long this person is gonna live. But then the last one is the cutter. So the cutter, after the measurer measures how much she wants that person to live, she determines how long she actually lives and when the death occurs. So she cuts the string. So like that whole thing in Greek mythology is like, it's just a string. They measure and then they cut when. And that's how what they believe is like, boom. That's how like life is determined. Not like this. It's kind of like this. It's like when your line ends and stuff like that.
Oh, so it's like it's a folklore mythology on
exactly.
how things are gonna turn out.
Yeah. And then
They do that with everything though.
They do that with
Yeah,
everything.
They do that
And
with
then on the
everything.
train today, it was so crazy because I had my headphones on, but like I could still hear their conversation. And it goes back to what we were talking before. Would you interrupt this person? So I felt like I should have,
Yeah.
but like I didn't. So she was like, "Oh, my friend got me a bunch of tarot cards, and like there was I just had a baby and I was pregnant, and like when I did those tarot cards, there was like certain predictions that were right." And she was like telling her friends weren't believing it, but she was like so stuck on like, "Oh, I'm starting to believe tarot cards because now this card means this," and I read deep into it, and she's like going on this ramble, but I'm like, should I step in right now and say like that shit is like believe in God, bro?
If you have an inclination in you
Yeah.
to say something, that's not by accident.
Yeah, fam.
Nothing is by accident. And this is the way I say it. Like, if I were there, what I would say to her straight up is all of these people that follow those things,
Yeah.
the tarot cards and the astrology stuff, there may be some truth to it, right? There, because the wise men followed the star.
Yeah.
You know, there may be truth to it, but what does God say about it?
Yeah, it was legit
shouldn't.
one of those challenges. Was like I had the inclination to do it, but I'm like, she's gonna think I'm crazy if I'm saying God, this, God that.
I
right?
don't think so.
Really.
I don't think so. Because why is it crazy to do that?
I don't know.
Isn't it not crazy to not?
Yeah, that's what I thought it would be.
That's what it is. It's honestly, in my opinion, you're crazy for not wanting to save her soul.
Yeah.
Feel me? You're crazy for not wanting to save her soul.
Damn, bro.
Because
I
it's the
shoulda
truth.
did it,
It's
yeah.
literally just the truth. Like, depending on how your beliefs are, that's how it goes. But I don't know. Everybody has their own take on it. The reason I stay away from it is because you have these moments that are like, oh, Mercury's in retrograde, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
these things, this and that. And they blame things on the stars. They blame things on not lining up because of the planets moving this and that. come to realize though, with God, there's never that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, you just look in the Bible and there's literally evidence.
There's never a Mercury's in retrograde. That's why this is happening. No, if you actually put your faith in, like fully,
it's him.
that none of that is fluctuating.
Yeah.
The blessings are everlasting.
Yeah, I know. And now, like when we look back at it, like when like I was kind of like mysterious. I mean, I was curious to look into
It was
that.
because of TikTok, high key.
Yeah,
It was
for
'cause of
sure. And
TikTok,
it's because
man.
it's like, yo, that was probably like how I was looking when I was trying to tell like, oh, should I do these tarot cards? Probably sounded crazy, but like once you finally know it, the person that's saying it to you is actually looks crazy. You know what I mean? But you never realize it because while you're in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't. And when you see yourself in someone, especially when you see your old self in somebody, I feel like that's a sign. You know, you're supposed to speak out. Like the fact that you're breathing, living, and have an opportunity to say something means you're supposed to. In my opinion, like a lot of people will say, "Oh, there's times you should hold your tongue. There's times you should stick to yourself." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a true feeling in yourself to say something, there's no reason I don't think you should.
Yeah.
And even if you're saying something that might be not correct, you should still say it and be vulnerable enough to be corrected.
Yeah, because that's the challenge. Like, remember we were talking about like that when we're put in that scenario, that's the challenge itself. But like after we say like, oh, we noticed that is the challenge, but we didn't do it, then we failed.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we actually failed.
Yeah. Even when you're wrong, you should still speak so that you're vulnerable to see if you'll be corrected or not.
I know, yeah.
Because if you're not put in that opportunity, then what happens? You'll never learn and you'll never grow. Because it takes somebody else to teach you some things that you don't know about yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you watch a basketball game, you can see the whole court.
Yep.
When you're on the court itself, you only see the ball in front of you. You don't see everything.
Yeah.
So you need other people's perspective sometimes.
That's true.
At the same time, though, don't take too much.
Yeah.
into it.
I remember I seen something like radio broadcast where like a Jinn took over like a person that was trying to spit her beliefs out, and like all of a sudden on the phone call, like there was another voice. I'll show you the video after.
Word.
So it was like I think it was a Muslim program, and like they were just spitting stuff about their beliefs. It was a normal convo, and then you can literally hear when the guy says, "Who are you and who created you?" There's a certain. Let me see if you hear it, but you'll see the change in tone.
Whoa. No.
So it interrupted the person while she was speaking her beliefs.
Sounds like in pain,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. And then they do the whole Bismillah thing. Look what he says. Hold on. Try to continue speech. So look, it's normal again.
Oh, so she just went back to normal speaking.
Went back to normal. And then look what the guy asked.
Who created you and why?
Who created you and why? You hear it?
What?
Baal.
No way.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Baal. If you don't know what Baal
That's
is, search it up,
fucked,
bro. Yeah. It's crazy. It's like people can, if you're spitting something out, it's like, yo, you can probably think.
That's crazy. I seen a video just recently too.
Yeah.
Look at this. So
Is it kind of like that or just?
no.
Okay.
So there's you know how the police officers, they have body cams?
Yeah.
There's police officer that went to go and pretty much pull someone over for speeding or whatever. Fam, in the video, she goes to the driver, talking to her. She goes back to the car to get something, right? She turns back, disappear. And she has cameras on the police car, and she has cameras on her body cam.
Whoa.
Disappears in front of everything.
And
Wild.
where'd she go? Like they didn't find her?
Disappeared. Gone, fam. Look.
God, what do you mean, God?
Look at this.
Okay, this doesn't look like a no-go shit, so.
Oh, God, bro, she's gone, fam. And look. This is the other angle.
Wait.
What the heck?
She's gone. She literally just disappeared. Wait, so before she gave like her driver's license and everything, disappeared.
No, that was quick. I'm gonna lie, that was super quick. That
was
she,
wild.
she didn't
And-
have time.
Yeah, and there's like another angle of it too.
Okay, but in the police, like when she was gonna report it, like what would you do? What would you say?
Imagine she just like this. Imagine she just like this.
Sarah?
Imagine
she
she's
drives
one of
off.
those like circus people who like to fit in a box, and she just like went
No,
super low.
like that guy in Ocean's 11, the Asian
yeah,
guy.
the Asian guy that go like this.
No, but like you know how there's protocols and numbers for shit. No, okay, calm it down if you understand
Yeah,
what this is.
comment if you know what this is.
No, but like you know how there's protocols and like 1017 he has a gun.
Yeah.
Like what would you even? Is there protocol for a person disappearing?
I don't know.
1011 the person just disappeared.
I guess I don't know. Fam.
It's like copy. Yeah, we're not sending nothing.
Nah, but that's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't even know like how that's possible.
Yeah,
To be honest,
you know what a squatter is, right?
a squatter when somebody's staying in a house.
Yeah, so there was this streamer named Asian Andy, and he trolls. He has the stream donos going off, and it's like TTS, so like text to speech. So it goes off loud, right? So he's living in a place, and he recently went on vacation for like a long time, and he had a squatter in his house.
Yeah.
So squatter rights is so serious. I don't
What?
understand it. You're not allowed to kick the squatter out if she lived there for like 3 months or something. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it's like if you live there, if the squatter intrudes for 3 months and stays there, you're not allowed to kick her out. So when he comes back, him and his friends troll her so crazy. Like they put water in her room. They're annoying her, but the cops keep coming back because the squatter keeps calling them. Oh, Mary, I know you're here. Like he's allowed to do this because legally he lives here. You're not supposed to be here, but he's allowed to do whatever he wants. You're supposed to go. But Mary knows her rights too. Oh, I'm not allowed to stay. I just have to deal with all this.
Yeah.
So it literally goes on for weeks, blasting music. Like it's crazy. And they have a fight. Like why? But it's crazy that the fact that the squatter even is allowed to stay there. You know what I mean? The rights for squatters are crazy.
What is it like? They're not allowed to be removed from
Yeah,
there?
like-
I guess you would need the police.
Yeah, but the police always comes and like they know the situation already. Like they can't kick her out.
Word.
Yeah, like
So what would happen?
nothing. She just has to deal with it.
How is what's dealing with it though?
Like the person, like you're supposed to live with them.
What if you have like a otaku in there? And
What do you mean?
You know what
What's
otaku is?
Oh, man.
Somebody that just stays inside their house. Like it's a Japanese term for somebody that just watches anime, stays
Oh yeah,
inside their
then
house.
that would be peaceful. But this squatter, like
No,
this-
but like let's say they didn't pay rent or whatever, and
Yeah.
they live and dwell in there, they would never come out. I guess.
yeah, they wouldn't. Yeah.
You would have to cut off the Uber Eats or
No,
something.
yeah. No, there was a funny when they trolled her. So the guy, he was being mean to her the whole week.
Yeah.
But then he decided to go in the room and be like, "Oh, Mary, I'm ordering Uber Eats. I'm getting pizza. What do you want?" And then it's quiet for a bit. "Oh, what are you getting?" And then she's like, "Psych, I'm not getting anything. You fucking dumbass." It's like, aw. Yo, but squatter rule is crazy, bro.
I think if you were ever in that position to like, I guess you have to remove somebody. If you're by yourself, let me just say this right now. Like,
Yeah.
if you're by yourself, just don't deal with it. You just get the police there. Because you never know if somebody's like dangerous, and you never know if somebody has like ulterior motives. Like, if you're by yourself and you're unsure, get help.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You never know the dangers, fam. You never know the dangers.
I seen some shit back to the Donald Trump thing where the CIA had his phone, like the guy who tried to assassinate Trump, but like they couldn't open it or something. I'm like, okay, that's a conspiracy in itself, because how do you have the best hackers in the world and you can't go into the guy's phone?
Into the guy's phone that shot that
yeah,
guy?
like supposedly they can't get into or get any data out of the guy's phone.
You know why?
Why?
Because he's
ba-
yeah, you know what I'm
saying,
saying,
bro.
he probably has
That's a
some next
conspiracy.
tech
Yeah.
on him. You're
And,
on
like-
some next tech.
And like this is when I know, like if they do a whole interrogation, like you know how they have cameras in that room and like, oh, if they deem him as crazy
Yeah.
and they let him go, that's when the real conspiracies are gonna come out. Because if he's like, oh, mentally not ill and he's still there's no way.
You know, most people that are secret agents and most people that are spies,
Yeah.
they're sociopaths.
Sociopath.
That's one thing that makes a great spy or a great agent is when they're a sociopath. When
Oh.
they're psychologically not all there.
yeah, because then they would believe him because he's that crazy.
Not that crazy, but he's able to lie a lot better. They're able to, just put themselves in scenarios that make the most, I guess, deception
Word.
without breaking.
Yeah.
So there's actually a psychology test that they use on almost every agent. Well, it's not the specific one, but it's one of them that they
It's
could
like a
use.
Naruto taste. If you cheat, you're supposed to cheat type thing.
No. It's like a choice or like a question, pretty much. I'm gonna test you right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if you're a psychopath or not.
I bet.
So, once upon a time, there was a mother, and she was attending her son's funeral. Now, at the funeral, keep in mind this mother's a widow and she's looking for a new husband.
Okay.
At the funeral, she met this guy and they really hit it off. Now, she never saw the guy again. 2 weeks later, she murders her daughter. Why did she murder her daughter?
Why did she? Because the guy caused her to go do that?
No, you're not a psychopath.
Okay. Why? What would be the psychopath answer
So
though?
psychopaths, they would have the answer like that. They would have the answer so quick because it's so obvious. Like, not for me.
Oh, fuck.
Like, I didn't get it. I didn't
Yeah,
pass. But it's such an obvious, it's like literally the epitome obvious if you think that way.
Damn. Oh, so she could have. I could have said anything, but if I did it faster, then.
No, there's a right answer.
Oh, okay. What's the right answer then?
The reason she killed her daughter was so she would see the guy at her daughter's funeral.
Okay, that wasn't even in my mind. That's a crazy
that's
answer.
psychopath. That's literally psychopath.
Holy
But if
fuck.
you ask certain people that,
Yeah.
they would get that answer.
Oh, I'm gonna have to start doing that. No, I'm gonna
They'll
start
put
doing that.
They would put two and two together like this. They'll put two and two together like that quick.
Yeah.
Now there's somebody on TikTok that was doing this whole thing,
Yeah.
and they asked certain people that he thought were like not all there socially, and they passed. Like they got it super quick.
Crazy.
But it's only if you think like that, right?
Yeah, that would be a crazy public, like, you know how like they usually have debates and they put it on a poster. Are you a psychopath? And then we just sit people down and start asking these questions.
Yo, because there's a few of those. This is just one of the questions.
Crazy.
And that's an example of what they would use to try and test like these secret agents. Stuff.
Word.
Crazy.
Yeah, there was this crazy interrogation one because I went on the binge of like when they had the camera in the room, and there was this guy named Ryan Poller, I think, and he had, like, long story short, his girlfriend was dead on the couch, and the police thought he did it. And he, in the interrogation room, he had a gash on his eye. I don't know why the fuck they didn't ask him that question. All they were asking him was, "Oh, what happened today? We know you killed her. What did you do?" And then all the guy was like, "Oh no, I didn't do it. Like, I'm just tired. I just want to go to bed." And the cops getting frustrated and stuff like that. He's like, then what really happened? Like, did you shoot her?" He's like, "No, it was Richie and his dad, and they came in and shot me with darts." He said darts. They're like, "Sir, if he shot you with darts, you wouldn't be here today, sitting here today."
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, never mind. No, they shot me with a revolver."
What?
And then the cop's like, "What?" And he looked closer. He's like, "Okay, this is kind of clicking because let me see your eye and remove the towel."
What was in the eye?
Fam, he had a gunshot through the bridge of his nose and one in his eye that went through his brain.
Damn.
But for some reason, he
survived.
He was surviving it
'Cause
and talking.
It probably just missed.
Yeah, it literally it was like a Trump scenario. It just missed.
Damn.
But when they went to the hospital, they finally got him help.
Yeah.
What they found out, it was Richie and his dad, the roommate of that guy, and they were having beef. And there was like a bullet still stuck like this
Oh my
on
God.
his nose. And he was talking to them, but they thought it was him the whole time.
That's wild.
Crazy.
Did you hear about the Mackenzie incident?
Mackenzie. No, Mackenzie sounds like
It
something.
sounds familiar?
Yeah, it sounds
So-
familiar.
Pretty much there's this girl and she's in jail right now. But I'll give you the whole story.
Okay.
Now, this girl, Mackenzie, her parents got called to the hospital and she was been in a terrible car accident.
Yeah.
What they didn't know, what police were about to tell her, was that she's a mass murderer.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah.
Mackenzie's the one?
She's in the mass murderer.
But she's going to the hospital.
Now check this out. This is the whole story. This is what happened.
Alright.
She was at a party with some friends, and pretty much what happened, they were drinking, they're doing drugs or whatever. They drive from the party house to go to somebody else's house and just to hang out. Now, it was her friend, and her boyfriend. And they're all watching like South Park, just, late night.
Yeah.
They're still kind of high. And one of the guys said, "Oh, could you drop me home?" Her friend said, "Could you drop me home?" So her boyfriend, and the friend. At first, though, she was hesitant.
Why?
At first, she was hesitant. She's like, "Oh, no, we're like in a rush. I don't know if I can like drop you off, this and that." And the boyfriend persisted. He said, "No, we can drop him off. We're good. It's right there."
Yeah.
So since they were still like, sloshed from the party.
Yeah.
The two guys, they fell asleep in the back of the car. Oh, sorry. They fell asleep. One of them was in the back seat. The boyfriend was in the front passenger, but they fell asleep. And what they found out using like the GPS tracking on their phones, the direction she took went away from the friend's house and made a detour down a different road.
Damn.
Now, what the tracking showed was that she was going like 90 miles per hour into like the middle of nowhere
What the fuck?
into a wall.
Damn.
It just went straight, vroom, boom, went straight into a wall. The boyfriend died and the friend died. Yeah. She survived miraculously. She was the only one with her seatbelt on. Oh, shit. What do you think happened?
What do I think happened? I don't know. What the fuck did it happen?
So, what they found in the car was psychedelics, mushrooms, LSD, I think like weed, whatever.
Yeah.
But what they really figured out was
No way she did it on purpose.
she did it on purpose.
Oh.
And the reason she didn't want to drop off the other friend
Why?
was supposedly because she knew what she was gonna do.
Yo. Wait, and she just allowed it?
Now, all of this, like all of the speculation started unfolding when the ex-boyfriend of Mackenzie came to the police. Okay. He went to the police and he was pretty much like, yo, she's crazy. Like, I think she killed them, this and that. Like pretty much he was explaining how anytime the boyfriend wanted to break up with her, she would say, no, I'll kill myself. If you know, I'll end myself. If you ever break up with me, I'll end myself, blah, blah. Even the brother of the boyfriend was saying, yeah, like she was not all there. And she was literally threatening to, you know, end herself if he left her. There he goes. During the ride, they started fighting. Okay. And who knows if they don't know for sure, right? Because there's no recording, there's no video, anything. All they can see is the tracking on the phone, like what direction they went, how fast they were going. Yeah. But pretty much what happened was the theory goes like they probably started fighting and she slammed on the gas. Yeah. Said, oh, you're going to break up with me? All right.
But that's crazy though that was her plan, because then in her plan she would have died too.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that.
But like the people were saying, she was ready. She was ready to go if he was gonna break up with her.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So she went to jail. She was tried for it, but it didn't go that way right away. Like there was still like a whole investigation with it. Because she was in the hospital for a minute and then she couldn't walk properly. But then people started looking more deep into it. Why did this happen?
Yeah, I think it was not even a coincidence that she survived. It's because like there's no way that you get away with that and like you just die right away. I feel like that was like her surviving was actually a punishment.
Yeah, that's the punishment.
Yeah, and now you have to deal with your consequences.
Yeah. Oh, there's even crazier stuff too.
Yeah.
So, according to the ex-boyfriend, she was so like infatuated with the boyfriend at the time. He or she had voodoo dolls and she was doing voodoo rituals and all of these like different spiritual tactics to keep the boyfriend from breaking up with her. So they broke up a couple times, but they always got back together. True. And apparently this is wild.
What happened?
Apparently, even after the accident, when the boyfriend died, and before the boyfriend died, she would use you know what a pendulum is? To talk to spirits. She was talking to spirits beforehand and after. And after to communicate with the boyfriend she killed.
Oh, so she's like, fuck
wild.
You. Imagine she's using the pendulum. Yo, fuck you.
Wild, bro.
That's insane, no. So,
she definitely just needs like mental help,
you know?
Like that's definitely something that's not right there.
Yeah, that's
probably psychosis from the drugs or whatever they're doing.
That's a D1 level crash out still. That's like the Eminem thing. Like you have your partner in the car, but you're actually purposely
Stan
one. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Stan was like the first music video that I actually got like mentally creeped out by, because I thought that was an actual thing.
Oh yeah. Nah,
it's not a true story.
I don't think it's a true story. That was a made up story.
Yeah,
but it could be like there's definitely people out there that do these type of things.
But the song though, it matched perfectly. Like creative direction, perfect for that song still.
Yeah. I think the best art sometimes though it comes from a dark place.
does,
and
yeah.
some of these stories that do come from a dark place, it's even though it's dark and even though it's on a negative tone, the positive out of it is you see the lives that you don't want to end up like. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like you see the path that could be, and you're grateful for the path that you're on.
Yeah, you know,
and that's the important stuff about
yeah,
it.
you know, my boy, he's like, he watched Euphoria first,
Yeah.
like sober, and then he watched Euphoria on drugs, and he said it was way better on drugs.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Because like the art, sometimes you need to be with the art. But that's fact. No, I'm watching it again. Not obviously not on drugs, but I'm watching it again.
For Sydney Sweeney?
No. Just because it was such a good thing, and I want.
No, it's really good.
Fam, I don't know why, but like as soon as I watched like a first couple episodes, I got like influenced again, like to like make designs and stuff like that. I don't know why, it just brought something out of me. But shows like that, it's like
It's artistic.
Yeah, it's artistic.
It takes artists from a different, I guess like almost a whole different frequency that everybody else is on at the time, for you to see different things in your own life and your own activities and your own hobbies, because they're literally just like taking things that are good taste, giving you good taste in front of you, even though it's not something you're interested in, and just showing you and waving it in front, like, okay, here it is. What do you want to do with it?
True.
You know?
It's like you make your own.
Yeah. And then you start to realize, okay, there's things I can take from it, things that I do like, and things that can inspire me to do way more things that I didn't even know I would be interested in.
Lie. Don't copy, man. Just take influence.
Yeah, literally. Like you want to, if you're going to steal, you got to steal the right way.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
everybody steals.
Yeah, we need a Patreon so we can tell the just kidding story, just the nobody story, the Vidcon party story, because I don't think we want that out. We promote positivity on this channel, but
Yeah, it's all
you
positive.
put
It's
two and
always
two
positive,
together.
bro.
Yeah, we were both in the same room. What happened? That's how we end it, man.
All right, thank you everyone for watching this episode of Jumper Jump Podcast. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, all other stuff. Click this video right here. I've been working a lot on my other channel, so go check out my content there.
Yes, sir. Make sure to go to Spotify, Apple. Keep downloading those episodes. Give us a 5-star rating. We love you guys, man.
And Jumpers Jump out.
Deuces.